Hey everybody, welcome to Gardening TLC. I am Michelle and we are in Northern Illinois Zone 5. Today we are going on a garden tour at Patty's house. I met Patty at the garden center. She came in for a walk and talk and we got to talking and I heard so much about her garden I had to come out and see it. I've already done a quick walk around and ooh, is it awesome. I cannot wait to take you guys and show you the garden. Because as I say, if you want to be inspired, go check out somebody else's garden because you will go back with so many ideas, you will just be chomping to grab your shovel and get in your garden. All right, this is the overall front of the garden just to kind of give you a feel for it. We are actually in farm country. So German Valley only has about 480 residents and it sits plunk in the middle of farmland, Illinois, USA, and this is a jewel in the middle of all of that. Look at this. This is gorgeous. We are at the end of July and this garden is still looking fabulous. Now, again, we have had a ton of rain this year. So again, we're going to find some challenges as we go through that Patty has faced with all of the rain. So let's take a look at the garden. I love all the layers in here and the different colors. Oh, check out these right here. This is one of the Rock and Joys, right? Didn't you just get this at the store? Isn't that what you just bought? Oh, how nice. I think these are the same ones that we put at Tracy's house with the purple. And then they'll get like purple blooms and then purple seeds. Talk to me about the layering of this garden and just how it came to be like this.
Well, I used to have a lot of cutting flowers here, and I decided I needed shrubs or something that were a little easier to maintain. And so as one plant died out or grew too large for the space, I just replaced it with something else, and it just happened.
That is so cool because the layering in here is really awesome. These are the Summer Beauty Alliums, and I'm amazed at how big these are because I grow the Millenniums, and mine aren't this big. They're like half the size of this. So I think maybe I want to plant a few Summer Beauties because it really does have a beautiful lavender color to it, but they're bigger.
That was my first allium, and it is large.
And then we've got the little quick fire hydrangea in here. That is so pretty. And then you've got these really cool little pieces tucked in, like with the begonias here. Now, are those in a pot?
Yes, I do. I have a flower pot back there, and I didn't anticipate that getting so large.
But it's a nice little pop of color right there. I love it. And then if you come down here, check it out. I love these. I'm definitely going to try and find some of these boogie woogies. This is a sedum, and it grows in this nice little mound with the yellow flowers. I love that. Boogie woogie?
Yes. Sometimes I buy a plant because of its name.
Oh, yeah. I have done that, too. Check this out. Look at that. She tucked that sedum right there in that rock. That is so clever. I love that. And you know what else I like? I like that you have the different sedums, and I like that these are really tight and close together. But then if you come up to some taller stone crops over here, these have a more loose open format, and I think that together looks so nice. And you can see how these have splayed open. Now, that's not because they're not getting enough sun. I guarantee you that's probably because we've had so much rain.
Yes, that happens every time I get too much rain. So sometimes I anticipate it, like on the taller ones, Autumn Joy, and I clip them back in, maybe the second week of June, and then it tends to prevent that leggy appearance in August.
Oh yeah, I've done that sometimes, but most of the time I'm kind of like, if I have to do maintenance like that to make it look good, it's coming out of the garden. Let's take a walk down this little path that you have, and this is really cool that you can't even tell the path is here until you get over here, but then you swing around over here and she's got these low ground asters growing, and then you walk through this little path and it takes you into this little like hidden section of things that are lower to the ground that you can't really see from the front. But you've got to come down the path to see all of the beauty inside. And again, now we have some things that are done blooming, but boy, she really has 4 seasons of color in here. We've got a beautiful clematis growing up our fence here. And then we've got a holly here. This is an ilex. And she definitely doesn't have deer coming in here and eating this because they don't like that. So if you're looking for something the deer don't like, that's a great plant for that. As we swing around, you can see more alliums in here, and these alliums are actually the millenniums. And see how much smaller they are.
Yes.
Just as beautiful, though, and you can tell. See, it's a darker purple, and they haven't quite all the way opened yet. So you can definitely have a succession of blooms with alliums in your garden by planting different varieties that bloom at different times. And then if we keep going, she also has onion chives in here. And actually, I'm wrong. These aren't onion chives. These are garlic chives. So these are the garlic chives, and these are going to bloom white. Now, be careful if you plant those, because once they bloom, they will spread their love everywhere. See, as you come back here, there's little pockets that you can see. So, for example, here's some phlox that she's got tucked right in there. And then what I love is back here in the Black-Eyed Susans, she has some Artemisia growing. Look at this. Isn't that great? That's the silver foliage in here. Can you imagine cutting that off and putting it in a cut flower bouquet? That would look so fabulous. And then again, look at that, some white echinacea. So you have to kind of come back here to peek at what's going on. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Let me get a backed up view right here. Isn't that great? I love that. All right, let's go to the backyard, because you think this looks good? Oh my gosh, wait till we get to the back. All right, we are now in the backyard, and oh my God is about all I can say, because this is glorious, and I want my garden to grow up and look like this someday. It is so awesome. What I'm going to do is give you a quick pan around the whole backyard first, and then we'll kind of go section by section and take a look at all of the glorious flowers, shrubs. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. We'll start right here. They have a great covered porch that they sit on, and then as we just spin around the whole backyard, just to kind of give you a feel how the gardens border the whole yard basically, and it just undulates is the word that I would use, in and out with different blooms, different flowers, islands, screens. There's a nice beautiful maple tree here that gives you kind of a focal. Look at that down there. Isn't that great? Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to go down there. And then we come around here and look, she's got a slope with an embankment. She's got everything. Oh my goodness, this is so awesome. We're going to ask Patty some questions, because before we go through the garden, I kind of want to get some context behind it. How long have you been developing this garden?
We've lived here about 19 years. We moved here from California in a desert, and so this was all new to me.
Wow, 19 years. So see, you guys, you can't make a garden overnight. It takes time to develop a garden like this. But if you get bit by the bug, oh my gosh, you'll never go on vacation again. You'll spend all your money and all your time in your garden. So tell me, what was your favorite part to develop?
I think the front yard first, and then we went on to vegetables. I don't know. We have an acre here, and we used to say the front yard was in town and the backyard was in the country. So we just had an open slate, and I just started with one section, and every year I added on to that.
All right, so as we go through, you have to make sure you tell me what your favorite plant is out here. So think about that. And what's your favorite garden or area of the garden that you love? So make sure you tell me that as we're walking by it.
I'll try.
All right, you guys, let's go take a look. There is so much to see. I don't want you guys to miss anything. So we're going to start on this side over here, and then I'll actually come back and we'll go down the other side. This is so beautiful. I love the way it's layered. I love the different colors. I love the purples and the pinks and the different color greens. Oh my goodness, it is so gorgeous. So let's take a look at what we got. Now, you are a lover of alliums, and you're my girl, because we love alliums too. Again, we've got another summer beauty in here, and look, she's got some snapdragons tucked right in there. Aren't those so sweet, those pink snapdragons? And then she's got some liatris in here that are pretty much on the tail end of blooming, but look at the structure of that. Now, these are the shorter liatris, so she doesn't have to stake them. I don't know what cultivar it is. I don't think it's a cobalt, because the leaf structure is a little thinner and finer, but these are super nice. And then check it out. Look at that yellow snapdragon right back there. Come through and look at this lady's mantle. That is definitely a full-grown lady's mantle. Look at the dewdrops on the leaves. Isn't that fabulous? Now, she's cut the flowers off of this because they were done probably a month ago. Absolutely gorgeous. I love how it kind of spills over the sidewalk a little ways. And then it goes right up into this little quick fire hydrangea, which is also one of my favorite hydrangeas.
I love that one.
I love quick fires. All right, let's swing around this way. Now, is this a little lime?
That's a bobo hydrangea.
Oh my goodness, that's the biggest bobo I've ever seen.
I cut it to the ground last fall because I wanted it to be shorter, but it grew back anyway, just as tall as, I think it's a little big for the space, but it's certainly a beautiful flower.
It sure is. Now, bobos typically are only supposed to get like 3 by 3, maybe That's like 5 by 5 at least.
That's why I put it there. I was hoping for something shorter.
Well, see, sometimes plants really love their life where you put them, and they do more than the tag says. So you always have to be prepared for that when you're planting your garden. But isn't it great with the begonia in the front? Now, she did those right in the ground, and then look at those echinacea. I love that color palette. It looks so good together. And then as we keep coming around, look, she's got something that's not even blooming yet, all budded up and ready for fall. So I think these might be heleniums. She said they're a fiery, like orange red. Won't that be awesome? Come back through here. We've got some Goldsturm Rebecchias back here. Isn't that pretty? And then she's got some coneflowers mixed in. This one's still a little bit red. Now these started red. They're called tomato soup. And look at those petals on there. They almost made me think of a ruby star, but she said they're red, and then they fade to this purple, and then she said they're ready to be deadheaded. And then behind that, we've got some taller ones. And then you've got the structure of your shrubs back behind there. She's got some 9-barks in here. Also some, what's this one right here?
That's a barberry. I forgot which variety.
Okay, so it's just a citrus-colored barberry in here. And then behind that, is that another
That's a
9-bark?
mystery shrub to me. I don't know
Oh,
what that
okay.
is. That was one of the few that were here when we moved.
Okay, so, and that's just it. Sometimes you have to evaluate the garden and go, I love this, I want to keep this, and then you work around what you have, or you decide to take it out.
Yes.
So as we keep going, look at these hostas. Aren't these glorious? Oh my goodness. Check this one out. Is this one?
That's praying hands hosta.
Praying hands. All right, and what is this one?
I think that's a whirlwind.
Whirlwind. It almost looks like a Paul's Glory. And she doesn't have a lot of slug damage. These are thicker leaves. So when you have thicker leaves on some of your hostas with the ribbed edges, I find that those are a little more slug resistant. Now, what's this big one back here?
I've forgotten the name of that one. I think it's the Little Giant or something giant.
Oh, I love the blue of that. And then here we have a beautiful Baptisia, and she has trimmed the sides out to keep it like skinnier, but she's kept her black seed pods on here. See how the pods turn black? And she said that she likes to cut these, and you use these in flower arrangements, right?
Well, I think the leaves are pretty in flower arrangement, and the others I just like to hear the rattle in the fall. It's just something different in the garden.
Oh, how nice. And then check it out. I've never seen one of these, so I'm going to have to look. This is a miniature Baptisia. Check it out. It's not very big. I'm going to have to find me one of those. All right, I'm going to real fast go up the path and then come back, and then we're going to go this way and see what's around the corner. And isn't that a great strategic way to do the garden, where she's got this little island and you're like, oh, I want to go that way and see what's over there? Or do I want to go that way and see what's over there? So she's got all these blinds created, which is fabulous when you want someone to walk the paths of your garden. So as we come through here, she's got another hedge of holly here. She's using lamium as her ground cover. And I don't know which one this is. It might be Herman's Pride. Really super pretty. Just some beautiful hostas in her hosta bed. And look how she's got that little wagon in there filled with begonias. And you know what? I have a wagon just like that. What a great idea. You know that big empty space that I have? Now I'm thinking maybe I want to stick that wagon in there and still do the ground cover. All right, as we come up this way, she's got a beautiful peony right here. So she's got the foliage of that, absolutely gorgeous, along with another little quick fire. And then she's got a coleome as well. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous, along with the white? And then if I back up even more, she's got some vinca down there. Isn't that a nice color palette right there? That looks so good. Coming down the line, we've got another coleome with some phlox. And that phlox is purple. And again, I don't know about you, but I am battling some powdery mildew as well. I know that with all of the rain that we've had, it is so hard to not have it this year. And even if you've never had it in the past, this is one of those years where you're probably getting it no matter what. And it's just part of gardening. It's just what you have to deal with. And then again, look at this, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that color combination with the white echinacea. And then we've got some false sunflowers or Coeliopsis here along with the balloon flowers. And this is a very clever way to keep this up. I didn't even really notice the black fencing in here, but she's using it to hold her bellflowers up. That is clever because it works. And I'm not in here having to stake it, and I've kind of masked what's going on with that so it doesn't take away from the beauty of the garden. Okay, so I'm getting ready to walk into the back garden, and I saw this structure in the tree. All right, what is that?
Well, it was a log that we didn't throw in our wood burner stove because my husband thought it had some special interest and a potential for a bird's camouflage tree for a woodpecker or something, or an owl. So we do have birds in there, but I don't know what kind.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, oh, did you see that? That was awesome. We got that.
I think it was a sparrow.
Oh my goodness. So you do have birds living in there. See, you can make something for the garden out of anything. All right, let's take a tour of the back garden. Look at this old wash bin, totally decked out. See, maybe I find a wash bin for the top of my stump, or I don't know, I'm still looking for that metal bowl. All right, and I love, again, the combination of the allium with the echinacea and the rudbeckia. I love the three of these together. Very classic, very country, very appropriate for this area. I love it. Look at this big, beautiful hydrangea. Now, which one is this?
That's strawberry vanilla.
Strawberry vanilla. Nice. I love it. It's got a very soft pink on it. And so sometimes when you have the proven winter ones, the pink isn't as soft as you want it to be. So this one is just getting ready to turn. But look at those big, beautiful panicles on there. You could dry some of those and make something out of that for sure. I love these Herbivita. So these are the American pillars, and it does create this nice little nook over here, which is really nice. And again, you must really, really love little quick fires because there are a lot of them in your garden, but oh, they're placed so well.
It's my favorite hydrangea because it doesn't overgrow an area. I think it's the nicest size, and it has the three colors. It has the white and then the pink, and then it'll turn fiery red.
Oh yeah. Now, is this calamint?
Yes, it is. This area was an accidental garden. We had two large trees that went down in a storm, and then when they were gone, I had hostas here, so I had to remove all the hostas, and I just quickly replaced it with a variety of shrubs, some of them from other areas of my garden.
All right, and the big white, is that cleomes too?
Yes, it is. It's in a pot, and I didn't realize it was going to get that large.
But it looks really good because it's back towards the back of the garden. Now, granted, you can't see the little spirea back there or the other things that you planted in the pot, but I love the texture of this as we come forward in the garden. So, you know what? Sometimes you have a happy accident. I love that. And then look, you guys, see, I have to get a bowl. Look at that with the Dusty Miller. And again, look at that lemon coral sedum. And that lemon coral sedum grows in the sun, grows in the shade, grows with water, without water. It's so versatile. I wish it was for our zone and it would live every year, but nope, that's one for us that we have to replace every year. I believe it's a zone 7 through 10 and we're zone 5. So that's not happening here. We can only plant it as an annual. But isn't that a great little vignette in the garden? So this is an interesting area. Tell me about this area.
Well, this actually started as a vegetable garden. And then one year we decided to put flowers around the outside and border to attract a lot of pollinators. And now I think we have more flowers than we do vegetables, but it's still a vegetable garden.
It's pretty glorious. Now, do you have animal pressure that come in and eat your stuff?
Occasionally, I do have a lot of chipmunks that are digging things out, or squirrels and birds, but I don't have any deer sometimes.
Oh, you're lucky.
We've had a groundhog, I think, come out here one year and do some damage, but for the most part, it's the smaller critters.
Okay, yeah. For me, I'm battling rabbits this year. It's the year of the rabbit for me.
Yes, we do have rabbits.
All right, so I love the landscape timbers that you use to build your little beds. And then as you can see here inside, they use the landscape timbers to build more beds inside. And then did you like build up the soil so you had better soil? Or did you just do it for aesthetics?
No, I always meant to build it up, but we never added as much soil to it as I would like. Maybe.
So do you have really good soil out here? Because this
Yes,
is farmland.
we
So
do. We
look
have
at
very good
those.
soil.
Look at the ruffles on that daylily. Oh my goodness, that's so delicate and pretty. I love the soft yellow color.
These are called fuzzy bunny.
Fuzzy Bunny. See, you bought that one for the name. We are getting ready to go into the vegetable garden and the cut flower garden. And I see some very clever things in here. And I'm like, ooh, I think maybe I want to do that in one of my garden beds. And that is, I'll show you, this hoop and mesh system that she's got over her strawberry patch. All right, let's go see what we can find in here. All right, so first, she has to cage her stuff in. Now, is this for rabbits?
This is for rabbits, and this is the first year we've tried it.
So is it tall enough to keep them out?
Yes, it worked on the rabbits, but the little chipmunks and other smaller critters can get through.
All right, then we swing around this way. See, now this is her strawberry patch. So I already have a bed that's kind of set up with the hoops on it. And basically what she's done is she's taken the netting and put it over the top. She's got strawberries. She could have strawberry shortcake later. We come over here, she's got pole beans. She has squash vines growing. Oh my goodness, this is great. And look at the little set of oh my goodness, look at that. I love this, that she's got a little vase of cut flowers out here. Isn't that great? I love using things from my garden just to do something, a little something, something to make something look better. I just picked hydrangeas yesterday, so I love this. Look at her zinnias, all budded up. So she's got a mix of sunflowers and zinnias in here, and then cosmos behind it. I like all the little individual beds. I like the walking paths that she has through here. So I just love this, that it's not just a vegetable garden, it's a place of beauty, and it's a place to go and just kind of check out your garden. And see, look at that. Isn't that so great? So this is how we're covering up the cut ends on our panel. I just love it. It's simple, it's easy. The beds aren't real fat, and the lanes are narrow, so it makes you stop and look at everything. I love this. Oh, look at her sweet peas. Oh, she's got blueberries in here too, and you know why she's got that netting on there, right? That's so the birds don't come and take all her blueberries. All right, let's come over here to this beautiful little shed that you have going on. I'm getting ready to make a she shed in mine, so I'm excited about that. And here's another beautiful hosta garden with just different colored hostas, different textures. Now I see here that you plant a lot of New Guineas.
Yes.
Do you like those over impatiens?
I like them both. I just grab some when I go to the nursery in the spring and plant a little bit of everything.
All right, so what's your trick? Because I've tried to grow New Guinea impatiens and I never get that many flowers. They poop out on me. So what's the trick?
This particular flower pot, they just like the location. I think it's just a combination of shade and sun, and it's just happy here for some reason. So I do put them in that flower pot every year.
Okay, see, I have some areas that do really good with regular impatiens, and I just do that every year. I've tried New Guineas and I just don't have much luck. Look at this big Sum and Substance hosta. See the beautiful chartreuse color on there? And then pair that up with the ones that she's got next to it, the dark. See, that's just nice and pleasing to look at. Let's take a look at what we got. Some more cleomes here, another little sitting area. And check this out, you guys. Isn't that cool? See how she turned that into a table? Oh, I love that. That is so cool. Here's some more of those little asters she's planted right here. And then we've got a little paver path here. See, and here's another one where you want to go around the corner to see what's going on over there. So let's go. All right, look at this. She's got a black lace elderberry here. Now she must prune this to keep it that little.
Yes, I do. It's too large for that space, but I like it because it reminds me of a Japanese maple, which I can't grow here.
You are and me are the same, because that's why I have mine. I keep mine small. I prune on it so that it stays small. It's probably the one instance where I'm trying to make a big shrub be a small shrub because I want that Japanese maple texture. I have all clay. There's no way I'm growing a Japanese maple. Look at this. Isn't this great? Look at the lamb's ear. That soft, pretty gray. So pretty. And then she's got another pot tucked right in here. And you know what I like about her pots? Her pots are positioned so that you don't know it's a pot. You just think that that's growing in the ground. And again, she's got the verbena in here along with some lantana. And look at that pretty purple. Is that a calabricoa?
Yes.
Isn't that pretty? That looks like grape punch.
I bought that in the spring from your shop.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think that's grape punch. All right, now we're going to go around the corner, and you can see here she's got some penstemon, so she's got that nice dark foliage. And then she's got a little dwarf Alberta spruce right here. That's a little bitty baby. He's going to fill that corner in. We come around the corner. Oh my goodness, look at that. There's one of my favorites. There's Veronica in here, some more alliums, the Artemisia, phlox. Oh, she had some humolo that she's cut back. It's already done blooming, but I love the texture of these leaves right here. Swing up, look at that cute little statue. I think statues, if they're well placed in the garden, everyone should have one. Isn't that great the way that's tucked in there like that? And then again, she's got that pot with the lantana that you wouldn't know was in a pot because of the way she's tucked it back there behind the alliums. I love this. All right, she does have a compost area back here where she's created her own compost pile, and I love the sign. Stay tuned because we will be creating a compost area at my house, and if you want to know how to do it, make sure you tune in for that one. So I just wanted to give you a backed up view. I'm in the back corner of the property of just when you're back here. This is your view of what you see. Isn't it great? I love this. When I'm all grown up, my gardens will look like this too. Sometimes I want it to happen right now, and I'm impatient, and I'm like, I need it to grow now. But the process is also half the fun, going on that journey, creating a space that's your own. If you had to pick a favorite garden that you love, what is it?
It probably would be the garden closest to the house, right behind the house. I like that one because I have the most variety and I change it out more than any of the others, so it's where I putter around the most.
Yeah, I like that garden a lot. I like that there's a path that you go through it, and I love all the diversity that you have in there and all the different colors. And there's things in that garden that were already bloomed and done. And so it is, again, one of those gardens. It's got all the different colors, all the different seasons, and it's got structure, so it's got some good winter interest too. How long did it take you to develop that garden up there?
Well, we started that one because it was kind of on a hill and mowing was difficult for my husband, so we started it simply to fill in and eliminate some of the grass area. So probably I started that 19 years ago when we moved in. I started planting a few here and a few there, and then eventually we got brick borders around it, and it, like every other part of my garden, it just kind of evolved.
I think what's really cool is you have a lot of repetition in your garden, and you've had to utilize plants that you already had to expand your garden. And I think that's a great way to make your garden bigger. I think that there's nothing wrong with taking what you have and dividing it every couple years, because what it does for you is it actually brings cohesion into your garden. It helps your eye travel through your garden. So when I think about like one of the main anchor shrubs that you have, it is the quick fire hydrangea. And I can see that pull my eye through the garden as we're standing back here, because you've got it in different places.
Yes, it's definitely my favorite hydrangea.
The other color that I see pulled through quite a bit is with the echinacea, and you've got that transplanted in a lot of places, the alliums and the rudbeckia. Those three plants, along with the quickfire, are really the staple of your garden.
Yes, I think the coneflower, I gravitate towards that one simply because I think it's an easy maintenance. It's very low maintenance.
Oh, yeah. And they're beautiful.
Yes.
And it's a later summer bloomer. So when you're in the heat of the summer, it's one of those ones that can really hang on.
Yes, it performs well for me.
All right, I love the embankment here, how it goes up to the porch. And then she's got the other slope coming up the other side, just filled with beautiful ground cover, and then just some pops of color coming out with the black-eyed Susans and the phlox. It's just so nice. I just really love this back area. I could sit up in that porch right there. See? It's elevated, so her view is awesome. Let's go sit in a chair and see what the view is. All right, I'm not leaving. I am sitting here in a chair. It is very cool underneath here. This is my view. Oh my goodness. See? Oh, I'm speechless. That doesn't happen to me very often. I love this. That's the view. Isn't that great? Just sit out here in the morning, have a cup of coffee, watch a YouTube video, read a magazine, just sit and look and just love nature. Isn't it cool how you can recycle things? These are logs from the garden.
My garden wouldn't have anything in it if I didn't recycle stuff.
Isn't that sweet? Look at that little bird down there. I love fat birds. They're like one of my favorite things. Look at the two textures of that together. I could walk this whole garden again and see something totally different walking around the garden. And I think I might. Isn't this cool? Look at that. Look at the layering, you guys. See? She layered that with flowers. That's so cool looking. I love that. Here's the view out the window. Oh my gosh. Look at this, you guys. How would you like to look at that every day? This is the dining room. And I think when you're thinking about doing your gardens, it's one of the things that you should do is you should stand at your windows, look outside. What do you see? What do you want to see? Oh my goodness, I just had the most glorious morning spending it in the garden with Patty. We just spent the last 45 minutes hanging out on her covered porch, just taking it all in. The view is to die for. And I'm telling you what, going inside, that was a treat to look at the view out the window. Now, she has created this garden over time with love and time and work and passion. And she has a lot of repeating things through the garden. Because when you have to be frugal when you're gardening because you don't have a gazillion dollars to get your gardens going, this is one of the ways that you can do it. And look at the lovely things that she has created. And she's taken her time. 19 years she's been gardening in this garden. I have so enjoyed myself, and I'm telling you, to sit on the back porch and just talk gardening and the stories, that was like the treat of the whole visit here. And she's invited me to her garden party next year, and I can't wait to go to that. She has like a garden party where you get to cut flowers and have a little lunch, and oh, won't that be fun? I can't wait to do that. I am so inspired by everything that I saw. I can't wait to go back to my own garden and start adding things to it. Now, some of the things I might not do this year, but I definitely will do them next year. And I saw things in the garden that make me want to go out and just get my hands in the dirt. And I'm really excited now to start thinking about what I want to do on that acreage right next to the house, because I loved that vegetable and cut flower. And now I'm leaning more towards something like that versus something formal, because that is more my jam. If you guys have a garden that you'd like me to come and tour with you, drop me a line, drop me an email. My email is always in the description below, so you can totally let me know. Now, I'm not going to drive hours and hours and hours away. This was like 40 minutes, which is way doable. I would say 4 hours is the max of how far I'll go away. So we're talking maybe lower Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. I do have 2 people, one in Michigan and one in Indiana, that I really want to go see, but I almost need to have another garden on the way. So one is in lower Michigan and the other one is in Indiana. So if you have gardens on the way to either one of those places, drop me a line and we'll come and tour your garden too. So that's all I've got for today, you guys. Don't forget, Garden Gab is the first Saturday of every month. If you want to send a viewer picture of your garden, something that's blooming in your garden right now that you love, send it in a landscape format to the email below. We will highlight those on Garden Gab, which is always the first Saturday of the month. Also, don't forget, Saturday, August 17th, our first live Garden Gab at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Put it on your calendar. Be there. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I'm Michelle. Go get out in your garden today because it deserves some TLC, and so do you. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.